Today on Florida Sport Fishing.
Oh! Ah! You better get him in quick. Target species.
Acquired.
There's one. I got one. Yellowtail snapper. Nice, dude.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
I'm the Toro king.
Ho-ho, what on?
CB Boats presents Florida Sport Fishing, television for the avid angler. Powered by Mercury Marine.
Oh, got one on, got one on.
Nice.
There's a sailfish, already got a bite. Ridiculous.
Another one on, another one on. Woo! That's what it's all about right there. Yeah. Oh, look at that, look at that.
Florida Sport Fishing TV utilizes and proudly endorses Ghost, the global leader in boat security, monitoring, tracking, and surveillance. Motor Guide, the most dependable trolling motors on the water. VMC, tired of missed strikes? Fish the hooks the pros fish. Fish VMC. Rugged Shark, technical footwear designed for angling and boating enthusiasts. Ocean LED, for quality, high-performance underwater lighting, turn to Ocean LED.
Hey guys, I'm Captain Mike and you're watching Florida Sport Fishing TV. We're on board our CB 370Z. We're headed out to do a little bit of snapper fishing. We've got our co-host, Captain Carlos Rodriguez.
Hello.
My brother Mayor on board. And I'll tell you what, it's really a popular activity in the summertime here to head out under the light of the moon and really target these snapper and grouper that are on these reef systems out here. We're fortunate around the state of Florida to have a vast network of both artificial wrecks and natural reefs.
Absolutely.
And we've got a really unique scenario right here off the southeast coast. We've got 3 distinct reef lines that parallel the coast. We call them the first reef, the second reef, and the third reef. What we're going to do tonight, guys, is go set up right on that third reef. There's some scattered wrecks in the area as well. We're going to set up on the anchor, throw a bunch of chum in the water, and see if we can get these snappers going, which often bite during the evening here and certainly at night. So we're going to talk a lot about boat positioning. We're going to talk about tackle. We're going to talk about baits, and hopefully we'll talk a lot about the fish as well. So stick around. Let's see if we can get hooked up. You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So it's really important. Positioning is everything. It really is when it comes to reef and wreck fishing. We've talked about this a lot. So right now I'm really just taking my time trying to get in the right position to drop that anchor. Obviously I'm taking the wind and the current into consideration. And you know what? If you don't get it right the first time, do it over. Pick up that anchor, drop it again, and get in the right position. Sometimes it's going to take you a little bit longer, but in the long run, it's going to be worth it, because if you're off the spot by just a little bit, it could make all of the difference. So I'm keeping an eye right on my chart plotter, keeping an eye on my Simoneaux sounder, looking at my compass. I know the wind right now is southeast. There's not a lot of current. I think there's about a knot of current. Hopefully the wind is a little bit stronger here. And I'm going to run up on it, and obviously with enough scope, drop the anchor and come back right over top of the spot. And I want to be right on the leading edge. That's really what I want to do. So our chum is flowing behind us. Whew, a lot of rock here, a lot of structure right on the edge of this reef. And good idea sometimes to bring a couple different anchors, a grapple anchor, a typical anchor. Fortunately, I'm counting on my Fortress there. That Fortress, it's stronger, it's faster, it's lighter. And what's really important about that is that it grabs quickly. It doesn't drag. Last thing I want to do is drag that anchor into the rubble. Go, drop it.
1, 2, 3. That was a good sound.
Boom, it just hit the bottom.
Yep.
This Simoneaux TZ touch system, the sounder is so sensitive, you can just whoop, watch that anchor go right down.
Just putting in the chum bag, a couple nice boxes of bionic chum. Try to get the bait fish around, get the snappers around. Yummy.
You've got to be patient when you get set up on these reefs here. When you're creating this chum slick, you've got to let this chum work its magic. While it's still daylight here, you can see it. You can see that oily sheen all the way back there. And as the evening progresses and turns into night, It's just gonna create a bigger and a bigger and a bigger slick and attract more and more and more. It's almost like you're creating your own little ecosystem. First the bait, then the small grunts and the spadefish. You'll see ballyhoo and squid under the boat as the night progresses. And hopefully the snapper won't be far behind.
Mercury engine test.
Toughness you can rely on. It's good to have Mercury behind you.
Fortress, the world's best anchors. Stronger, faster, lighter. High-tech aluminum alloy makes Fortress anchors the easiest to handle. Precision machining and sharpening results in the fastest setting anchor. Fortress buries deep for the strongest holding power. With 8 models from 4 to 69 pounds, there's a Fortress anchor for you. Fortress, stronger, faster, lighter.
The Bubba Blade makes filleting fish faster, easier, and safer. Check this out. The Bubba Blade is super sharp and has a super grip.
You can feel everything with this knife. It's really nice.
The Bubba Blade is the only fillet knife you're ever going to need. So check out our website, BubbaBlade.com, and order your Bubba Blade today.
Chaos is tragic. Chaos can be awesome.
Yo, another one on, another one on! 3 on, baby!
With Chaos Fishing, it's your rod, your way. Quality components and personalized service from a legendary builder equal the right rod at the right price every time. Shop online for a complete selection of serious fishing equipment. Or visit Chaos's new superstore and receive a free t-shirt with every rod purchase. Chaos Fishing, gear matters.
Mercury engine test.
Latest 115 horsepower in its class. It's good to have Mercury behind you.
Nice tail.
Yes.
Nice little keeper yellowtail.
I felt them slam it. There you go.
Yellowtail snapper. Keeper little yellowtail snapper. What do they got to be, these yellowtails? 12 inches?
12 inches.
Overall length?
Yeah.
10 per person, right?
Yep, 10 per person.
In Cubano, we call that rabirubia.
Rabirubia.
Rabirubia. It means yellowtail in Spanish.
Get that tail in here, baby. Get that tail in here.
Nice, dude.
A little baby.
Yeah, you can't pick the size of them all.
Little
so,
baby.
I mean, it's targeted species. Yellowtails are in
Hey.
the slick. That's what we want.
Are beautiful. Look how fat his belly is.
There's nothing wrong with that fish right there.
So as we're out here snapper fishing, guys, I just want to share with you a quick tip that's worked for me over the years. I've got a 3 to 4 foot section of diamond presentation fluorocarbon. I'm using 20 pound just because it's going to get those fish that are a little more hesitant to commit to go ahead and take the bait, okay? On the bottom, we've got a little 1/4 ounce boxing glove style jig head tied with a little loop knot, nothing fancy, just keep it nice and simple. 1.5 foot up from that jig head, I've got a pretty good sized split shot. That's gonna keep the rig down in the water column right into the mouth of where those fish are feeding. Try that out and let me know how it works. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Do I have one on there
Thinks he's
also?
big. That'd be good. There he is. That's a little good one.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice fish.
Getting better.
There you go. Got Mike.
Look at that one.
Nice,
Yeah,
dude.
there.
Nice.
If you want to grab these things and give you this little tip, they got fins right there, right there, right here. You can grab them by the belly. That's the softest part, and then just squeeze. But don't squeeze too far up. That is a big tail for that size fish. Awesome. I'll take those all night long.
Nice fish coming up.
Hope so.
Yeah, you got him. There he is. Nice tail.
Another nice fat
Nice
tail.
yellowtail. That could be the big one so far.
There you go.
That's fatty.
Look how chunky he is. He's out there in the slick. He's just eating up all of that chum, those silver sides. Nice 14, 15-inch yellowtail. These fish, once it gets dark, they become a little less spooky. They start to school up. They zone in on that chunk slick. And as it gets later and later, as long as the conditions are right, they turn on. Now remember, in the Gulf, you need to fish circle hooks. Inline circle hooks, non-stainless, when you're fishing natural bait for snappers. Here along the East Coast, you also have to fish circle hooks, but it's more north, up north of Melbourne. Down here in our area along the southeast coast, we can get away with J-hooks. We can still fish J-hooks. However, you certainly, if you chose to fish circle hooks, you can. That VMC little 2.0 circle hook is a perfect hook for these fat little yellowtails. Yellowtail snapper. Not a huge fish, but absolutely treasured on the dinner table. Flaky white meat. I mean, come on, I don't know if there's a seafood restaurant anywhere in the entire Sunshine State that doesn't serve fresh yellowtail snapper. I don't care how you cook them. You can broil them, bake them, saute them, fry them, anything, grill them, and they'll be delicious. He's got yellow spots on top. He's got a dark yellow bar right across the middle, and then he's got yellow stripes on his belly. How unique, how awesome is that? And again, that's, you know, not a huge fish, but a lot of fun on the appropriate tackle. And summertime, nighttime reef fishing, this is what it's all about, light tackle snapper fishing.
Pros Tip, presented by Pelagic High Performance Offshore Gear, official apparel of Florida Sport Fishing TV.
We talk about this all the time, dude. One of the most important things when you're out there snapper fishing is fresh bait.
Absolutely.
You know, absolutely. I mean, you've said it. You can go to your local tackle shop. You can buy boxes of fresh sardines or what else?
Squid.
Anything.
Pilchards.
You know, pilchards, thread fins, anything frozen, and it's going to work. You're going to catch some fish. There's no doubt about it. But I'll tell you, if you know you're going snapper fishing, what are you going to do? What's the best thing that you can do?
Anytime I hear snapper fishing, I'll go into the intercoastal or to the beach with my cast net right away and try to catch as many fresh baits as I can.
At the pier, at the inlet, of course, around the state, there's different bait fisheries that you know about in your local waterways, but you've got to take advantage of them because that fresh bait's just going to make an absolutely huge difference out on the grounds.
Absolutely.
You know, and
For sure.
even if you didn't catch that bait, worst case scenario, if you weren't able to catch that fresh bait in advance of the trip, catch it while you're out there in your chum slick. You're gonna get squid in the chum slick. You're gonna get ballyhoo in the chum slick. I always bring a nice little light rod with 4-pound mono, tiny little, and I mean really, really tiny little gold hook with a little float. Okay, put a little chunk on here, feed it back behind the boat, catch those ballyhoo. You know, cut those things up for chunks. How many fish have you caught catching the bait right there out on the scene, dropping it back down, and what's the result?
Usually you'll catch the biggest fish of the night
That's
from
right.
the bait you've caught right behind the boat.
Right there. So that's probably the most important lesson. When you're out there snapper fishing, fresh bait is absolutely key.
The award-winning Z Performance line from CV raises the bar. It's not just fast. It's not just fuel efficient. The CVZ is the entire package. It offers the perfect balance, safe, predictable handling during hard turns and at high speed. And most importantly, the Z stays on plane at lower speeds, so it can comfortably handle anything Mother Nature can dish out. Experience the exhilarating ride of the CVZ. Schedule a sea trial today.
What if navigating was as simple as touch and go? It is that simple. The world's first multi-touch MFD chart plotter, Navnet TZ Touch.
It's your turn to score big. Book a long-range adventure aboard the legendary Yankee Captains. Fish virgin waters more than 100 miles offshore for exotic queen snapper, trophy tilefish, monster grouper, and more. With a lifetime of experience, let Captain Greg Mercurio and his dedicated crew put you on a hot bite. Fish around the clock or just relax. With full galley and huge fish boxes, all you'll need to bring is your appetite for action. Now sailing from Key West year-round.
Oh yeah, look at that rod bend. Nice fish on.
Toro.
Toro.
Red eye
Look at the
toro.
variety, dude. Pretty
Look
fish.
at that. That's a good eating snapper.
Is it?
Yep.
You're serious?
Yeah.
I've never eaten one of
Yeah,
these.
you can eat them.
Are they poisonous?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, that is not poisonous.
You're positive?
That's a
They're
red
not,
eye toro.
honestly.
Look at that thing.
That is a
Looks
beautiful-
like
look at
something
that.
you'd catch like in the real deep water, you
Yeah.
know? Because of the colors on it, that thing's crazy looking.
Look how big his eyes are.
Right? That's another reason. Yeah, I would
Exactly.
think you'd find it like deep dropping, you know?
And you can catch them in 20 feet sometimes.
I think that's the first time I've ever caught one of those.
Really?
Seriously, yeah. I've seen them before in magazines, you know, in like Florida sport fishing, but I've never
Caught one before?
Never caught one, no. Pretty cool.
Woo! Sometimes you catch them one after the other after the other.
Really? I think it's the same fish, just a
Well,
brother.
it's not the same fish because the same fish
No,
is
no,
on
it's a
ice,
different
pal.
fish.
Yeah,
It's the
dude,
same
it's-
kind. Told you you'll catch them one after the other.
That's crazy.
Never caught one, now you caught two in a row.
Look at that, same bait, same bait, same bait. That's 3 fish, same bait. I gotta retie that.
Carlos, nobody cares.
It's the same bait. I got lucky. No, that's a snapper. That's a snapper.
That's a
That's
big.
a mutton
Is
snapper.
that no? That's a big
Lane? Vermilion.
vermilion, dude.
That's
Woo!
nice vermilion.
There you go. That'll make a couple nice sandwiches, huh?
Oh yeah, it's a nice
Cook that
vermilion,
sucker
dude.
whole.
Nice.
I'm the Toro King. You could just call me Toro King now. Good Lord. These things must be aggressive back there now.
That's a fatty right there, babes.
How big do these things get?
A little bit bigger than that. That's about it.
Really?
Yeah, not much bigger.
The other one you caught was
And they're
What do
very-
they taste like?
Tastes like a redfish.
How can it taste like a redfish when it's in the ocean?
Look
Like
at
a
it.
red
Come on.
fish.
Redfish
red-
don't swim
red
in the
fish.
redfish.
Look, red fish. You got it now.
He got it now.
Is it that late?
He's a little slow. Gnarly looking is what they are. I mean, look at that thing is just wicked.
Look at the machine now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you can't ask for more than that.
No. Oh
Got
my
another toro. That's like really, that could be a record here, 6 in a row.
This could be the first ever Toro Snapper episode in the history of Florida Sport Fishing TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is number 75.
Anybody can go out and catch yellowtails and muttons and mangroves, but not everybody can go out and catch toros.
Well, apparently only Carlos can.
Ow.
The winner of the Toro tournament, Carlos Rodriguez, has won first, second, and third place. From now on, he will be known as the Toro King.
Rigging Station, presented by Diamond Fishing Products, makers of the finest monofilament and braided fishing line in the world.
Hey guys, welcome to this episode's Rigging Station. We're out here doing a little bit of yellowtail fishing right on the reef here, having an absolute ball. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about the tackle and really being well prepared for any reef trip. Whenever we come out looking for yellowtail, I always bring some light spinners. This is really the best tackle to use for these 12 to 18-inch yellowtail snapper. Just a small size 3 or 4,000 Daiwa spinner on a 7-foot Chaos rod, rated for 8 to 15 pound line. I've got the reel loaded with 10-pound diamond braid, a short, maybe 4 or 5 foot top shot of 20-pound diamond presentation fluorocarbon, 2.0 VMC live bait hook. Perfect. This is the rod that you're going to use to just feed some silver sides or some chunks back into slick. This is what you're going to have a ball using to catch those yellowtails. In addition to that, I always bring a couple of little heavier rods. You never know what's going to happen. You know, some nights that yellowtail bite turns into a big mangrove snapper bite. Sometimes that yellowtail bite turns into a big grouper bite. So again, you really need to be well prepared. I step it up with a 7-foot rod rated for 20-pound line. matched to a Daiwa size 40 conventional reel loaded with 20-pound diamond braid. So remember, that light spinner was 10-pound, heavier conventional rod 20-pound, and then a final rod that's 8 foot. This is my grouper stick loaded with 30-pound diamond braid. And by having these 3 outfits, I'm really well prepared for pretty much anything that could come my way throughout the entire night.
It's really important when you're yellowtail fishing here that you're constantly moving your line out. There's chum coming out of the bag, silver sides, or any other bait fish that we're tossing in the water, and everything's moving with the current. Whether it's slow or fast, it's just constantly moving out away from the boat. So you want to make sure that you're moving your line, constantly moving your bait and feeding it out. If you don't do that, and you let your line out 50, 75, 100 feet, and then you just hold it in place, the bait will just start to spin around and you're more than likely not going to get any bites. So just remember all the time, constantly be feeding the line out as quick as the current wants to take it. You don't get a bite in a couple minutes, reel it back in, put on a fresh piece of bait and start all over again. Then you won't wonder why the guy next to you is catching 10 fish to every one that you catch.
I'll tell you what, guys, it looked like the bite is really shut down here. Unfortunately, we were picking at them really good. We had them in the slick. Things were really going well. And then the conditions just changed a little bit. You know, it doesn't take much. The wind shifted just a little, kind of moved us off the spot where I wanted to fish. The current increased, you know, it's pretty much doubled in velocity from when we started. It was about a knot and a half. Now we've got about 3 knots of raging current, and we're reading them, but they're not biting. And I'll tell you, anybody that's ever been out there yellowtail fishing knows exactly what I'm talking about. You can catch them, and then like a light switch, they just shut off. So watching the guys back there, they're not even getting bites anymore. I think we're gonna make a move. We're gonna pick up the anchor, go try a different spot altogether, maybe a little bit shallower. Maybe we'll fish that second reef, see if that current's a little bit less and a little bit more manageable. So take a ride, let's see what happens.
Are you ready to get hooked up? Florida Sport Fishing is the #1 resource for the latest tips, tricks, tactics, and techniques for inshore and offshore. Each issue is jam-packed with useful articles, easy-to-follow illustrations, and award-winning photography. Only $30 for 2 years. For immediate home delivery, visit floridasportfishing.com/TV. Subscribe today and receive a free shirt and Florida Sport Fishing Hoorag.
Want more power and increased towing capacity? California Customs goes beyond the hitch. Let us transform your truck into the ultimate tow vehicle. 2- and 4-wheel drive, California Customs does it all. Towing accessories and load control systems, lift and leveling kits, custom wheels and tires, performance upgrades, toolboxes, and bed covers, plus all of your audio, lighting, and security needs. California Customs. Let us make your vehicle what you really wanted all along.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabein.com.
Florida Sport Fishing TV utilizes and proudly endorses Salt Life Sport Optics. Ask for them by name and see what you've been missing. Tropic Trailer. Florida's largest dealer has the right trailer at the right price. BoatOutfitters.com. From replacement parts to hard-to-find hardware, boat owners and builders turn to BoatOutfitters.com. Dr. Dan's. From lip balm to sunblock, a complete skincare line designed for anglers and boaters. Frigid Rigid. From 35 to 300 quarts, the finest coolers and freezers on the water.
Whoa. Yellowtail?
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Good job.
Yeah, nice. Good job. You know, one thing to keep in mind when you're out here yellowtail fishing at night, you'll notice that a lot of the boats, a lot of the guys shut off all of their deck lights, all their cockpit lights, their floodlights. And that certainly can make it a little bit challenging for us when we're filming because obviously we need light. But I'll tell you what, if you really want to stack the odds in your favor, fish in the dark with as little bit of light as possible. What happens is those bright lights create this orb around the boat, and I'll tell you what, sometimes those yellowtails, they're just spooked by that light and they won't come anywhere near you. They'll be way, way back in the chumps, like eating all of the tidbits way, way out away from the boat, but they won't come anywhere near your bait. So if you're reading them and you're not catching them, try shutting your lights off and see if that makes a difference. Oh boy. Nice, dude. You know, that's such a cool thing about reef fishing, especially at night. You don't know what you got until you got them.
It's like a box of fish.
That's it. There he is. It's a mutton,
A little mutton.
Nice mutton.
Dude, another fish.
Mutton.
You ready? There we go, there we go, there we go. Hey.
Lovely.
Another fish on.
Hey, I'll tell you what, guys.
Whoa.
That is a really nice mutton on the little 10-pound outfit.
Another one on.
Absolutely awesome. Look how pretty that is. Not
Gorgeous.
a monster mutton, but you know what? Certainly a keeper.
Dude, on 10-pound test?
And on
8-pound
10-pound test, you absolutely can't beat it. We're feeding baits back for the yellowtails, and for you to pick this guy off, you know, it's just a nice bonus. You know, it really is. Hey, I'll tell you what, guys. I hope you had a great time with us tonight. We came out to do some reef fishing, picked away at a bunch of yellowtails, a little bonus mutton snapper right here. We had some toros. We had some other muttons earlier on, just a little bit of a variety, you know?
Yeah, that's why you come out here.
And I'll tell you what, we have had an absolute ball. It's a great activity to do in the summertime, especially on the light tackle.
Oh, for the kids too. Families, they
Dude,
have a
if you want
blast
to get
doing
kids involved in fishing,
This
there's
is
no
it.
better way than reef fishing at night. So, hey, great job, dude.
Yes, sir.
A lot of fun. Great job, dude.
Cool.
A lot of fun.
Nice fish.
Yep. We'll get
gonna
this
look-
guy on ice and.
He's gonna look good in my frying pan. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll prep them for you.
Hey,
All right, how's that sound?
We'll see you
I'll
next
prep 'em
week.
for you.
To learn more about the tactics and techniques seen on today's show, and to subscribe to Florida Sport Fishing Magazine, visit floridasportfishing.com and get hooked up.